What's happening, guys? Hope you're all very well. So I want to do a little live stream and show you this down the bottom here, this new app. So I'm going to do my best today to keep this short and sweet. What I found with the app is it's actually much better to play along to than can kind of talk about. So I figured the best thing I could do was I'll just show you how I use it, and then it'll show you how you guys might use it. If you've got any questions, then feel free to ask. Messages are coming up on my screen. Excuse the noise. I've been trying to get rid of that all day, and I think I need a new PC. So I'm basically going to show you how to do it. If you've got sticks with you, grab your sticks. If you've got a pad, drum, whatever you need, all we're going to do is going to go through some of the exercises on here, explain what they do, go from there. So if I go into the app to start with, let's show you a better view. What you can see inside the app is I've got a settings screen. And so in the settings screen, I've got basically a whole shed load of exercises. And so at the moment, there's more than 50. We're going to go straight in on a real easy version of 8 on the hand. If you look at this screen here, what you can see at the top is I've got a tempo mode. Well, this is going to gradually increase in tempo. And underneath that, I've got an initial tempo. Well, I'm starting around about 110, going up to about 190. And you can see that it's going to tempo ramp by 10 beats every time it goes around the exercise. Now, to be honest, I would often do not quite as much as this, but I want to get through this quite quick so I can show you about it, right? So this is going to take about 2 minutes to go through. I'm going to talk as we go, so grab your sticks. Let's have a go at this one. So if I press play, what you're going to find is going to get 4. It's going to come in, and this little guy down here is going to play this perfect for us. So I'm going to let it start on its own. So we get a kick and a snare, which is my favourite type of metronome. I've got 8 rights, I've got 8 lefts, I've got some unisons, I've just got some 16th notes, some rights, some lefts, some unisons. So that's one loop. Now what's going to give me now is going to be 8 counts, and it's sped up a little bit low. It's gone up by 10 beats a minute to 120. So let's join in with this. Loosen our hands a bit. So rights, lefts, boths. And again, if you notice, it's going to go up another 10 beats, 130. I'm trying to play perfectly in time with it. I can adjust the volumes. If I want to bring that click down, I simply pull it down, push it back up to a level that I like. And the same with the snare drum volume. If these volumes are right, by the way, let me know, because I have no idea what you're hearing here. Okay, let's go a little faster. So we're trying to stay perfectly in time. Here we go. So in this instance, we're just working speed. We're also working interpretation of these transitions. 5, 6, 7, 8. Five, 6, 7, 8. Let's say I can't quite keep up there. I pretend I couldn't keep up. So what I then do is I'm going to press that finish flag in the middle. And it's going to come up and say, well done, session complete, right? So congratulations, you've just done that for the first time. Now, next to it, I've got then a part that says view session. Well, I can click on that, right? I would often dismiss it because I'm going to get onto my next exercise, right? But I'm going to press view session, and it's going to come up and give me my practice session. Now, this part here, it shows me, it's basically a log of what I've worked on. So it shows me I've done 8 on a hand. It shows me that my slowest tempo was 180. And my maximum was 100. Sorry, my slowest tempo was 110. My maximum was 180. At the bottom, I can give it a star rating. My hands aren't feeling too good because I get a bit nervous talking to you a lot, right? So if I put 3 on there, and I can write some notes down here, and I could write in there, I don't know, worked on my left hand, or bad session, or good session, or whatever I want to put, and that'll be saved. Android users, someone's just put Android gang in here. So I apologize, right? This is exclusively for Apple users at the moment. You can use it on your iPods, you can use it on them weird things you wear on your head, and you can use it on any of your iPhones. So Android, I apologize. You can hang with this though still. We've still got plenty of other things I need to tell you about which will interest you. Okay, so let's jump into another exercise, right? If we do something like double beat, let's jump in on that one, right? We've got a couple of other settings I want to show you as well, right? So if I jump down here a little, bit further down, maybe I like dark screen instead. Just use that one for this one. So on this one, I'm going to choose a different exercise. As I mentioned, for you guys just jumping in now, lots and lots of exercise, 51 in there already, and it's still growing quite a lot actually. So let's find double beat, right? So there's double beat here. Again, I'm going to go 100, 160. It's going to ramp up 10 beats a minute each time. The app, if these guys, a couple of guys, I think Jake's just said, Jake Thomas has already bought it, appreciate it, thank you very much. The app is the same price as literally like buying a cup of coffee each month, right? It's a subscription, so it's $3.99 per month. You can pay you can pay yearly, or you can buy it outright. But we've kept it as cheap as we could possibly can for this kind of quality. So go check it out if you want it. App Store, get yourself in there. We can go to the website, snareessentials.com. Right, let's have a go at playing double beat, right? So double beat. When I first learned to play, I couldn't read music, right? I did drum corps for ages, couldn't read a note. And I just sort of copy everybody else. Well, this is for those kind of people as well, because what will happen when I press play, you'll see there's a cursor that goes across. Well, that's going to help you get an understanding of what these notes actually mean when you're playing them. So in this one, anyone who knows how to read music knows those are 16th notes. But if you've never seen that before, you can start to get an idea of what they actually mean, right? Let's join in with this one. Standard double beat. Okay, we've got 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please. Let's give it a couple of different reviews. Let's try this one. 2, 3, 4. Right, so I'm getting a bit bored here, so I'm going to take it a little bit faster. Let's go up to 100 and... no, not that much. I'm not that warm yet. Let's go 140. Okay, so what's so good about this app? Well, what's great about this app is when you play in a drum line or a snare line, right? When you're with those guys, it's awesome, right? You can listen around, you can get clean, you can get good. Then you go home and you've got to spend a week at home or a day or a month or whatever it is, and you've got no one to use as reference anymore. There is no perfect drummer stood next to you for you to copy. Well, that's what this is. So all of the exercises on here are played to perfection. Let's find a more complicated exercise. I don't know, let's try, I tell you what's a good one for this, is work on your diddles. So if I go along the top here, and I type in here diddles, and I go to something like tap fives, everyone's got different interpretation of tap fives. Well, this is going to play them perfectly. So I can practice my tap fives and know when that guy next to me starts blaming me, it's not going to be me, all right? Can I work on speed? Yeah, obviously, this is going to help my speed a lot. But the interpretation is probably worth more than the speed. Now, what about guys who are looking at this going like, well, this is all good, but I can't play half of these exercises. Well, I've got a solution for you guys, right? Don't worry. So, as well as launching this app this weekend, the other thing that's been launched is my new website called Snare Drum Essentials. Well, Snare Drum Essentials is a purchasable drum course where I teach beginners. Doesn't have to be beginners, but it's in there for beginners to go from literally picking up a pair of sticks and understand what they are, how to use them, how to hold them. Lots of exercises. All the exercises in the course are on the app. But also there's video lessons on stick tricks. There's video lessons on everything you could ever want to know to be able to master marching drumming. So if you can't do these yet, get yourself over to the website, Snare Drum Essentials. Go and have a read. Go watch the videos there. Go see what it's all about. Could be that that's your way of mastering the drum to allow you to play all the exercises on here. Now, on here, as well as all of the exercises from the course, we're also building it up day by day with what we call bonus exercises. So bonus exercises are the ones that I like playing, you're probably going to like playing, which are not actually being taught in the course. Let's do something with some flams in. What about Susie? Everyone likes Susie, right? Let's do Susie. I'm going to change this screen back to white again. If you don't know how to play Susie, well, you're going to learn real quick, or you can just go on my YouTube channel. I've got a lesson teaching you, right? So Susie, we're going to play Susie's. Am I playing it good or bad? I have no idea, right? But I'm going to find out because I'm going to get this to play it with me, right? So we're starting at 130 beats a minute. We're going to play it all the way up to 220, right? If we can. So let's let this play and see what we can do. Right, if you've never played Susie before, there's a little song. I'm going to keep the clean one. You know Susie like I know Susie, and you know Susie well, Susie well, Susie well. I know Susie like you know Susie, and I know Susie well, Susie well, Susie well. Stop. And again, it's going up 10 beats a minute. So 150. And try and play perfect in time with it. You know you've got perfect interpretation. Okay, it's going to get juicy now, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go faster. Right, so let's show you how to use this, right? I want to take you up to where I can't play, right? So if I go up to 210, okay, I can play that, right? I'm going to take it way beyond, right? What the real purpose of this, as far as working your speed, is if I start this off at 210, right? Let's go a bit more, 220. I want to find what my limit is, right? And you're going to hit it pretty quick. So if I go 10 beats a minute, that's too fast. So I'm going to go down to 4 beats a minute. It's going to, every time it does the exercise, it's going to play it 4 beats faster, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, starting to struggle. Hopefully this is it. Okay, so this is the power of this, right? Because what I've now know is that 128 was my weak zone. So what I can now do is I can go into here, and I can set this to 120, say 7 or 6, and then I can take this one, because I'm not going to get much faster than that. I can take this one down to like 100 and, what would it be nice to get? 130, 235, and I can say, well, let's just ramp up just 1 beat per minute each time. Then I can find out exactly what my threshold is. That's how you get improvements. You practice not at your ability, but just above that ability when you play like crap, really. You're just holding on. Well, what? It's great when you've got this playing for you because you're just trying to claw your way back to catch it up. Let's try it. Okay, so that's me, 227, man. What are you guys getting? I bet some guys who could smash that. Right, 227 for me, right? So if I want to practice that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to press finish. It's now got saved. I can go to view my session, and I can save in here, and I can type at the bottom, maxed out, right? And then when I come back to that, tomorrow, in a week, 2 weeks, whatever it takes, I've got a reference. So I know then, 6 months' time when I look at this and I can play it at 248, I know I've seen some improvements. Okay, there was something I want to talk about. how much is it? Well, this is $3.99 subscription per month. That's all it is. Less than a cup of coffee at somewhere like Starbucks. But it's better than that because you get 7 days complete free trial. So if you go and try it now, if you've got an Apple device, literally go to the App Store now, get it on, I ain't got to pay a penny. You haven't got to sign into anything, you haven't got to give your credit card. Literally, 7 days, free trial, go try it out, give us some feedback, let us know what you think. After 7 days, it'll come up, like mine is at the very bottom of my screen, saying, last day of the trial, it's going to run out tomorrow, and when it runs out, it'll ask me to fully unlock the access. And you can see there, $3.99 a month, $39 for annual, or you can buy it if you really want to for a lifetime. Let's do one more. Any questions? I can see guys hanging out with us. Thank you for coming and checking this out. Appreciate it. Come on, someone must want a question. It's late here in England for you guys who are watching America. That's why my hands are weak. No questions? Okay, right. I'm going to show you a couple of things. Right, so at the bottom of here, the other thing that we've got that I haven't shown you is sounds. Some people don't like that sound, the high tension one, right? I love it, but some people might want a more traditional sound. Maybe they play a more traditional drum. So I've just gone in there, I've changed it to jazz snare, and you'll see it will sound completely different. Right, I'm not a big fan of that one, but if you're playing that style of drum, then maybe that's going to be the same for you. Let's have a listen to the other jazz snare that's in here, because you can see there's all sorts of sounds. Cool. Right, so I just seen a couple of you asking questions, so I want to quickly answer those for you, and then I'm going to show you another exercise. One thing I've just noticed here, down the bottom here, look, we've got beginner advanced. All that means when you first get the app, it's going to come up. It's going to ask you, are you beginner or are you advanced, right? It doesn't really matter what you say here. All it's doing is it's loading in the defaults. So as I mentioned at the start, what we're going to do with this app most of the time is we're going to go from a slow tempo to a fast tempo. Well, if you say you're advanced, instead of starting at 100 beats a minute, it's going to start 150 beats a minute and beyond. A couple of questions. So will you be adding more exercise to the app? Yes. Lots of exercises being added all the time. So as it come up with new variations of exercises, they're being added. So there's already 50 in there, which is enough to keep you going. I think you'd be surprised once you start playing these, how addictive this can be. When you can get one exercise, instead of just leaving it like you normally would because you've got no one to play it with, kind of feels like you've got a friend here that you're playing it with on the app. Is there one for Android? There is not one for Android. Apologies, guys. This is Apple only. There's a lot of people asking me for Android. I don't know. Maybe you can make us a Facebook group, and we want an Android. And if there's enough, then we can look at it. But to be honest, the app when this first came out, the Scott, who's essentially created all of this, really reached out to me. He works for Apple, and he reached out to me to create this app with him. And this is what we've got. Could it work on Android? Well, that's a problem because there's so many different phones for Android. With Apple, there's only a certain amount of devices. With Android, there's like 10,000 different phones. So could we make one? Probably. Would it be flaky? Probably. Right, so we've got to get our heads around that and see if we're going to do that. So, sorry. What's it called? So, it's just called SNARE Essentials, all right? So, if you type in SNARE Essentials, get yourself on the App Store. 7 days, completely free. So, you can go try it. If you don't like it after 7 days, get rid of it. If you can't be able to go on the App Store, you can see that website there, snareessentials.com. Get yourself in there and have a look. Is it free? No, it's free for 7 days, and then there's a subscription, which is only $3.99 per month. Go try it. You got nothing to lose, man. It's free. Right, let's do one more exercise. So there's certain exercises in here that are kind of ones that I'm working on or I like playing. Right? Could this expand to be a lot more than this? Could there be whole drum scores in? Yeah, they probably could, right? But it's a heck of a lot of programming and stuff that we have to do first. So if there's enough interest in it as it is at the moment, then it's going to grow and grow and grow. Even if it only grows a slow amount, it's still a pretty amazing app. I think you're going to find a lot of fun out of this. Right, let's have a go at something that's a bit more difficult then. Let's have a go. So in this screen here, what you essentially do, let's get it so you can see it. In this screen here, along the top, I choose the type of exercise. So I want to do a flam exercise, right? I click on flams. Well, I've got quite a lot of different exercises in here. Let's do one that everyone's... Oh, cheesy proofs. I haven't played that in a long time. I'm going to make myself look stupid here, right? But I reckon you guys are going to enjoy this, right? So let's try doing this. Can you adjust the BPM without going back to the settings? No, you cannot do that, I'm afraid. Sorry. But what you can do is if you don't want it to keep increasing each time, you can press this button here, which means it's just a standard metronome then. So you come in here and you press that. But give us this feedback, you know, start using it. If you start using it and 100 of you come back and say, man, this sucks, we want it to be able to change the tempo on the front screen, then it's something that we'll look at, all right? Okay, let's, Cheesy Poos, 120. Let's try, what's that? But that's probably a little bit slow, but let's try it. So I'm going to leave the score up here so you can read. And me. Now the bass drum and snare means if you've got a mark time, it makes there's another reference in there. Because we can hear bass, snare, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So it means marking time to crazy exercise like this gets that a little bit easier. Okay, we got 10 more. 1, 2. Oh no, we're gonna. Let's pause a minute, right? So that's only going at one beat, right? So one thing that it does do, it remembers your last settings, right? And stupidly, I've let this go in at 1 beat a minute. I want to go a lot more than that. So I normally set it to 8. If I reset all my tempos, it's going to set this to how it arrives when you tell it you're an advanced player. And I normally make it go up by 8 beats a minute. I found that's a really good value. So let's jump in. Let's go all the way up to 130. Let's push it a little bit. So it really makes you work on that interpretation. When I used to play this without this, I would rush. But now it's forcing me to play it slower. That's the value of the app. So does this app have the drum kit metronome? As someone's just been asked. Well, it has. I mean, I could just turn the snare parts down, let it play, and there's your drum kit snare metronome. So yeah, you can use it as a metronome, but at the moment it's not the same as the one I often have used in my previous videos, right? This might be what I'm using from now on. Okay, any more questions? Because I'm going to wrap up there. Let me see if there's anything else in here that needs to be mentioned. No, I think your best thing bet is go buy it. Go try it, free for 7 days. If you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, try it for 7 days, man. Then we could talk to the people who have just arrived about one other thing then, which was the course. So also released this weekend, which I haven't really spoken about as much, is the Snare Drum Essentials course. This is a full online course where you go in, you watch video lessons, you learn at your own pace, and I'm teaching you everything from how to hold the sticks through to everything that you need. So basically how to go from finding a snare drum to making a drum line. Everything and in between. It's got fun stuff in there. There's stick tricks. There's stuff to make it a little bit more lighthearted. There's more than 50 lessons in there. So go check that out. The website for that is snaredrumessentials.com. And there's videos in there of me demonstrating the course, showing you exactly what you're going to get. Right, I'm going to back out there. So hope you've enjoyed it. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you, if I can find the mouse, all soon. Good night.